Awesome. Okay. Hi, good morning, welcome, good afternoon. I'm gonna go ahead and just start talking a bit as people join. And if you haven't already, just drop like your name, where you're located, something you're grateful for in the chat. And then if you don't have a journal with you, you'll wanna grab that as well. So you might wanna just take a second to do that. So my name is Callie Boyer. I'm with Promises Behavioral Health. And if you're new to one of our events or new to hearing about our organization, we're a family of mental health and addiction treatment centers from across the country. And in addition to helping the people that trust us and come to our facilities, we also really take a responsibility to just educate people and provide resources about just addiction and mental health and recovery. So this event in particular was inspired because I know we all have been seeing a lot of like new year, new word, new intention, new goals for online yoga and meditation practices. And I've experienced those and they're great, but the conversation's all been pretty broad. So we thought about what we could do to create a space for people in recovery or just a friend of the field to kind of have an opportunity to reflect on what this has all meant for us for 2020, but then also where we can find hope and healing for 2021. So that was the idea. And I reached out to Shireen because we worked together on an event last year with MusiCares and her, and had such a good time. And Shireen is such a wealth of knowledge. You know, I think Brene Brown calls a term for like an invisible teammate. Like I just feel like Shireen and I are just like on the same team and we've only known each other for a little while. And so I was really grateful when I reached out to her and just asked if she knew of someone that would lead a meditation. She was like, not only do I have like the perfect person, but I love this idea and I really would love to partner. So all turned out great. We're so happy that we got to work with them on this. It's going to be really special. And if you're new again to just like our events or to MusiCares or Promises, I'm going to put some links in the chat so you can kind of learn more about that, and follow us on Facebook so you can keep knowing about what kind of events we have later in the year that are lined up. And yeah, Shane, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Okie dokie. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. It's a beautiful day, at least here where I'm at. Beautiful morning in California. What a nice welcome and introduction. Thank you, Callie. It's just so nice to be here with you and everyone. And I'm proud. I'm proud to do this with all of you this morning. God knows my spirit and my heart can use all of this. So I hope you guys too. And I'm sure that's why you're here. For those of you that don't know who I am or who MusiCares is the charitable arm of the Recording Academy, otherwise known as the Grammy Awards telecast show that's every year. And we were created to help people in the music industry who have fallen on hard times. And so many of you have supported us and so grateful for that. And thank you for those of you that work with us. And if you want to know more, you can contact me or Angela or anybody at MusiCares afterwards. MusiCares also, just like Callie said, we're all about education, awareness, wellness, prevention, connection. And so we do workshops throughout the year and presentations, and sometimes we do it alone, and other times we collaborate with people, like today with Promises. And I'm just so grateful to be here. When Callie reached out to me, I just got to tell you that Angela, who you will meet, she's in our New York office, and she is just an amazing colleague and human being. And she, during the COVID, just reached out to the staff because she's certified, and she'll tell you more about her, but she started doing weekly yoga with us. And so every Friday morning, the staff, we do yoga with Angela, and she guides us just so we can set intention for every Friday morning and then get into our day. So with that being said, there's so much more I could say, but I don't want to take any more time other than to thank, Carly, Callie, Jessica, and most importantly, my beautiful Angela Bilkic, Angela, I'm going to let you just describe yourself to them. I'm just going to kick it over to you. And again, welcome everybody, and thanks for supporting us and being here. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Angela Bilkic. I work with Shireen at MusiCares. Thank you so much to Promises for holding this today, for having us be a part of this. I'm really excited to lead today's meditation and intention setting. So yeah, let's just get started. So what a little bit of what to expect. So we're going to start off with a 5-minute meditation to reflect on the year 2020, followed by 5 minutes of journaling. Then the second half of today will be a 5-minute meditation to set an intention for the coming year, followed by 5 minutes of journaling. So I will guide us throughout. I'll give us cues. Yeah, so before we get started, I just want to briefly touch upon 3 concepts that will help shape our meditation today. The first being awareness. So for each meditation, we're going to take some time to settle into the present moment, get in touch with our 5 senses, and become mindful of our breath. The second concept is acknowledgement. So allowing space for what comes up and the different thoughts or bodily sensations or emotions that might come up as we reflect on the past year, which was a particularly difficult one for many different reasons. And as we set an intention for this new year, which, we don't know what's going to happen. So just allowing whatever comes up to hold some space. And there's a misconception sometimes that meditation is like always peaceful and always feels good. And ultimately that is true, but sometimes uncomfortable things can come up. And just know that if that happens, you always have your breath as your anchor to come back to, which is our third concept for today, our breath. So just trust that you are safe here and that your breath can serve as a guide and as a source of comfort. So if at any point you get overwhelmed or you start spacing out, thinking about different things, that's okay. Just come back to the breath and know you can always pause and reset. So to get started, find a comfortable seated position. Slowly lift through the torso and sit up nice and tall, resting your palms atop your thighs or knees or whatever is most comfortable for you. Gently close the eyes and begin to arrive in this moment. Notice your breath. And begin to inhale and exhale through the nose. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly and chest as you inhale. And feeling everything deflate as you exhale. Feeling your body rooted down in your seat. The weight of your body. Sensing the clothes on your skin. Arriving here in this moment. This is your state of awareness. Continuing to breathe. As we ride now on the inhales and exhales of the breath, we can more deeply reflect on the year 2020 and contemplate these questions. In the past year, what challenges did I face? What joys did I experience? How did I navigate? Without judgment, continue to breathe and allow those questions to linger and take space. This is your state of acknowledgement. Continuing to inhale and exhale. In 2020, what challenges did I face? What moments of joy did I discover? How did I navigate it all? Maybe words come up for images or sounds or bodily sensations. Or maybe there's nothing. Riding on the inhales and exhales of the breath, and without judgment, allow those feelings and thoughts to take up space. The breath serving as our anchor as we continue to explore. What challenges did I face? What were my moments of joy? How did I navigate? Beginning to deepen the breath. Slowly release those thoughts. Come back to the physical body. Arriving in this moment. Gently bring some movement to the fingers and toes. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. So I want you to hold on to that energy, those reflections, and keep them near. I invite you now to put pen to paper. So whether you want to write, draw, allow yourself to journal, to put these reflections of the past year down on paper, maybe noting some of the things that came up for you. If you'd like to follow a more set prompt, I offer you this question to write about. What lessons did 2020 teach me? So what lessons did 2020 teach me? So we have 5 minutes. I will mind the time and begin when you're ready. About another minute. And gradually coming to a stopping place. So we're going to prepare to transition into the second half of our meditation, setting intentions for this new year. So settle into a comfortable seat once again. Maybe finding a different variation of the way you were sitting before. Sit up nice and tall, gently close the eyes. Take a moment, ease in. Let's take a nice inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Let's do that again. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. And one last time, inhale through the nose. And just let it go. Continuing to breathe. So now we are here, 2021, alive, aware, grateful for the potential it holds, the opportunities. Challenges also await, like they always do in life. The ups and downs and in-betweens of our days. But it is how we navigate them with compassion and empathy for ourselves and others that allows us to live in the abundance of our life. As we set an intention for the new year, we call forth the lessons we've learned and our strength and resolve to continue to learn, to continue to keep being. I invite you now to contemplate this new year and explore an intention that you'd like to set for yourself, using these questions as our guides. How can I integrate more compassion into my life? How can I integrate more discipline into my life? How can I integrate more mindfulness into my life? Without judgment, notice the thoughts and emotions that come up. Notice, breathe, continue to shape and mold this intention in your mind, using those questions as our guides. How can I integrate more compassion? How can I call forth more discipline? How will I be more mindful? Slowly come back to the physical space. Arrive in this moment and begin to release those thoughts. Slowly stirring the toes and the fingers. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. So keeping those reflections near, once again, take up your journal or paper and allow your reflections and intentions for 2021 to take shape on the page. Commit to setting at least one intention moving forward. So something that kind of kept coming up for you during this last part, however broad or specific it may be. So, my intention is to breathe more mindfully. My intention is to build that shed I've always wanted to build. My intention is to be more patient with my sister. So whatever it might be, it is entirely your choice. And these writings are private, they're yours. So take some time. We have about 5 minutes. Give yourself time to set the intention down on this page, knowing that it will evolve as you go through your days. So 5 minutes, I will mind the time again, and just begin when you're ready. So I do want to be mindful of our time. It is about 1:29. So for those of you that do have to go, I just encourage you to revisit this writing at a later time, revisit your intention, and come back to it day by day. See how you can approach it every day, with compassion for yourself. For those of you that have a few extra moments and you want to stay with us, you have about another minute to journal, and then we'll open it up for some reflections and any questions or anything. So another maybe 45 seconds or so. And slowly finding a stopping place in your work. And before we finish, I just want to offer you my wishes for you for this new year. May you be filled with gratitude every day, knowing that you are enough, you are tremendous, and you are exactly where you ought to be. So please take care of yourself, be safe, and be well. Thank you so much. So for those of us that are still with us, I guess I'll open it up to folks. If anyone wants to share what came up for them, talk about their experience, I'll just open it up. So.
Hi, my name's Shireen Button, San Antonio, Texas. I'm a recovering addict of about 30 some odd years, 32. And the thing that I've been struggling with, this is falling right into what I've been working on this year. And the thing that I struggle with the most is discipline. I've gotten into some very not healthy habits as far as like staying up late, getting up late, not being motivated, not exercising, not eating right. And I know all those things are not good for me, but yet I continue to do them, even though I know what I need to do. So I liked the putting it down on paper. And of course, first thing I'm going to do is make an appointment with my therapist. So that's my.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. Just full disclosure, I'm not a licensed therapist, so whatever I say is just apply it or integrate it however you will. And obviously, anyone else who wants to pop in, Shireen or, anyone. But what I will say is thank you so much for sharing. It's hard. It's hard. We all have those habits or those things that we're aware of, and we know it's not good, but we find ourselves continuing to do it. And like you said, it's difficult. I think the most important thing is to look to our support systems, find the people or the things that will hold us accountable, and also know that it's a process. Motivation, for me, the way I understand it is motivation will never always be there, but discipline will. And so it's about finding ways to set up things for yourself so that you don't really even have to think about it. So for example, if it's, wanting to wake up earlier, thinking of something that maybe you would look forward to doing if you woke up early enough, going outside for a walk, or, oh, I really like to drink my coffee in the morning, and setting that up and making that a special like ritual or something for yourself that might help spur those things on. And then also, it doesn't sound like much, but just acknowledging that you are trying is also, it also helps you get closer to forming better habits by saying, this is difficult. I know it's not good for me. I keep doing it. And kind of accepting that for a little bit and seeing if maybe releasing any guilt or shame that might live there, releasing that, and then just looking at it for what it is and say, okay, what can I just try tonight? Or what's one thing I can try tomorrow? So step by step, being compassionate with yourself. Yeah, that's kind of what's coming to mind. But thank you so much for sharing. I hope that, and I know you will. I know the discipline is there. I can hear it in your voice. So I hope they're able to integrate it more in these coming days, and it will come. It will come.
I feel like something that came up for me was thinking about when I was thinking about 2020 and how I remember in May of last year, we were trying to come up with ideas for Mental Health Month, planning events, and it was a struggle. It was uncomfortable. Zoom is new. And kind of thinking about for 2021, it's like, I'm so glad we have this online opportunity to like make these connections. Because if we were only relying on in-person events like we always have, then we wouldn't get to speak to people in San Antonio or Nashville or LA or Oregon. Like, I think it's really wonderful that we have this space to like have these conversations, and I hope that it just continues to kind of grow with the new year. It's sort of something I thought about.
Absolutely. Yeah. Any tool that helps us connect with each other, knowing that it's sometimes we fall into the trap of thinking that something is only happening to us or it's something that only we're experiencing. And then when we realize, like, no, everyone else is going through things. And as deep and personal as our pain and as our joy is, everyone is experiencing their own versions of that. And so finding time to connect and to realize, like, oh yeah, I'm a human too, you're a human, we have these feelings, you have those feelings too. That's really important. And so yeah, I'm also grateful for Zoom and these spaces where we can do that.
I'd like to say something. I realized I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was. When the lockdown first started, I thought, great, I can bake and cook and do all my work online, and my business picked up, and I was hiking and biking. Well, then I tore my meniscus,
Mhm.
couldn't do anything. And I had to sit here and really come to terms with you can't. And then I started recognizing all the loss and um, but you know what? It's been a year. I'm here. I got
Mhm.
through it. And it's actually in many ways been a blessing because, like you said, we can connect with people all over the world. I'm watching all kinds of things, talks, spiritual things all over the world, connecting with people. It doesn't replace face to face, but it sure does help because I live alone. So that made it even harder. But there are people out there, like you said, are feeling just like we are. And it feels so good. And I'm really amazed at the humbleness of people telling their stories with complete strangers. But you've made this a very safe space. So I thank you. It's very obvious that you are very genuine. That is obvious. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Um, yeah, it's those moments when, we fall into a rhythm, everything's going well. You were mentioning the baking, the hiking. I love hiking too. And then something happens like an injury, and then suddenly you're forced to stop, right? Because your body can't do it anymore. And just going through the ups and downs of that and finding some strength and resolve in yourself, and knowing that, at times we just have ourselves, those moments where we feel like we only have ourselves to rely on, and just looking within and finding that stability and peace inside, because it's there in every one of us. It's absolutely there. It's just kind of getting all those layers and peeling those layers away until you kind of get to that core. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing, and I hope that meniscus is all better. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much.
I just want to say thank you, Angela. Like you mentioned earlier, I think last year it was a lot of self-awareness and kind of seeing where I can personally grow and be challenged more. And I think that this session just really helped kind of like put into action like how to better in those certain areas. And so I just thank you for that.
Thank you.
Well, I'll step in, Angela. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking me on a journey. And it really is when I allow myself to sit still, because I don't know about most of you, but I get up, roll out of bed, go, the coffee, the this, that, just to pause, and just to breathe and to feel and to think, and to not be a robot. And so I just thank you for that, for allowing me just to have that space. And I'm seeing beautiful people on here who are my friends, who I love. And I'm not going to start calling you out because then I'll miss someone, but I'm so glad you're here. And then the new faces. For me, Zoom has been amazing. I was resistant at first. Yes, I miss my friends. Yes, I miss hugs, but I don't ever want to give up Zoom. It has opened a whole new world for me in exactly what we're doing right here together. When we do presentations before Zoom, it was just LA or just wherever you're at, and to embrace and connect. And, just thank you for those beautiful questions, those questions of intention and thought. 2020 was very bittersweet for me. There actually were some really good things that happened to me, believe it or not, coupled with some amazingly painful struggles and days where I was in the fetal position and didn't know what was the future going to hold, and I can just say personally that I allowed it, because it's all about what I allow to do. I can either resist and be angry, or I can surrender and go, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I do in the deepest pain or the deepest fear that I'm in? And I will tell you that it has forced me to really ask myself who I am. What do I stand for? What does love mean? If I say I love myself, what does that look like? What does that really feel like? If I love myself enough, then it allows me to love you a little more. I will just share without getting intricate that, 2020 and just like all the political views, and I'll just say it like that, I actually found out very, very close friends of mine who knew, thought differently than me. I'll just put it that way. And what it did is how I used to think before, it challenged me to say, well, what does love look like? And what has my history been with these people? And do I feel they love me? And do they love other people? And are they good? And so I have been challenged in ways that I never thought that I could think differently, or at least allow myself to have an open heart, to pause, to step into their shoes, to allow for me, my God or my energy to infiltrate. The one thing that I know is that if I cut myself off from anybody that hurts me or pisses me off, then I cut myself off for the possibility of connection and growth. And I had to remember that. So thank you for your guidance, because it just made me, and gratitude for all of it, what I have, what I don't have, what maybe I'm protected that I don't have, even though I think I want it, and just that we're here, and we're present, and we're breathing, and we have a chance to shift and change and grow and be. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shireen. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a saying that every breath is a new chance and a new beginning, and it really is. If you give yourself the time, whether it's 30 seconds during the day, to just slow down and just look at your breath, just pay attention to the breath, and you realize just how powerful it is. It's like your life source, right? We're constantly breathing. We just don't really pay attention to it. There's a lot of power that comes from just becoming a little bit more aware. But yeah, last year was a lot for everybody, and there'll be more things to come, both good and not so good, and that's okay. But we're all, I think, stronger than we realize, and also more empathetic than we realize sometimes, just kind of remembering that about us. So thank you everyone for sharing. Callie, I don't know if you want to jump in, or if, I'm fine to just sit here all day, but I want to honor people's time. So
yeah, I think we can end it here unless anyone else has something they want to jump in and say, but I really am appreciative that you all stuck with us, and Angela for leading us. I thought it was perfect. I would do this every day. It's great. Thank you guys so much.
thank you.
And we also recorded this, so it'll be on our Facebook page, and then we'll also send out in an email if you guys are interested in rewatching any of this. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.